it's been quite a journey. From Nigeria, I studied in Japan. I did my postgraduate in Japan for math education. And then after graduation, I was able to get a job in a school here in Japan.
Is one of us from, he was a teacher. He was a teacher in Nigeria. He was a teacher in Nigeria. I know him to be a very prolific teacher in Nigeria, but now he has been in Japan, and he has been doing very well again, as he was doing very well in Nigeria. Now he's doing very powerfully well in Japan. So I want him to tell us how he went about it from Nigeria and Japan. How did you navigate your experience? How did you transculture your experience from Nigeria? How can you compare the education sector in Nigeria, the teachers, the environment in teaching in Nigeria and that of Japan? What do you want us to know? Mr. David Adewumi from Republic of Japan, you can share your view with us.
Thank you so much for the introduction. All right. So yeah, it's about Japan and everything. It's kind of, I would say one thing that has worked for me so far is being able to constantly learn, because despite your experience from, I've been teaching for 6-7 years in Nigeria, I'm a teacher, blah, blah, blah. It's like, are you ready to learn in the new environment that you are? I believe that's one thing that has helped me so far, and just being consistent with what you're doing. Let them know you for what you are, and that way they can easily vouch for, this person is going to deliver, kind of thing. So yeah, I feel like, starting from Nigeria, I used to work in Lafenwa. I remember back in the days, trekking from from Ayobotsu. But then it's just step by step from Lafenwa. I think I went to if anyone is familiar with Ipaja Yobo, first coat, I taught in first coat, then from first coat to Chrisland to CIS. I felt it was just a gradual, and of course, I thank God for everything. It's not just because I'm one super teacher. I feel like God just had his plan all along. So gradual step, at every point, I always try to, give my best to it and just do what I can for I feel like for me, I once asked myself this question, and they usually say that the job you're doing now, if you're not getting paid for that job, would you still continue the job? And that was one thing that it kind of resounded in my mind. I'm like, this teaching I'm doing, am I doing it just for the money? Of course, the money is very important, but then I do go the extra sometimes for my kids. I'm like, I just want to give them the best. I know they get to see those things too, and they appreciate probably even the blessings from them that kind of turns you on and then come to bless us as teachers as well. So yeah, it's been quite a journey. From Nigeria, I studied in Japan. I did my postgraduate in Japan for math education. And then after graduation, I was able to get a job in a school here in Japan. And yeah, this will be my third year now teaching in Japan. And yeah.
Right. Thank you. It's very nice to hear from you again. Like you said, you taught in Ipaja. You taught in what's the name of the school again?
First code.
Taught in first code, and so there are other teachers moving from that to then tell us, how did you do it? A lot of teachers will want to be like, I want to be like me too. I've been teaching in CMS. I've been teaching in Dube. I've been teaching in this and that. When will my story change? Or how do you define change now? What advice can you give to a teacher? What's going on?
I feel like the most important part is when you decide that, I want to do something. Because for me, right, I never imagined, if someone told me 5 years ago that, you'll be teaching in Japan, I'll be like, how? But I felt like it's just, at every point I found myself, I was always aiming for the next level, right? So I'm like, okay, I've gotten to this school now. What's the next step I can take to improve myself? And then I started applying, very practical now. I applied for so many scholarships. Is it the Chevening scholarship? Is it called, what's it called now? the Commonwealth Scholarship, the Mastercard. Like I applied to so many because I feel like as teachers we kind of tend to just leave those things to like, oh, maybe the engineers, the ones that are doing. We do not take advantage of those kind of opportunities. I feel like that's what's lacking for some teachers. Eventually, I didn't get those ones I applied for, but I did get the Japanese scholarship, the MEXT scholarship, and that was I was able to, get to Japan. So I feel like not just stopping at, oh, this is the level. I would just keep on aiming for the next level and apply to as many things as possible. I applied to a lot of them, and eventually just one, came true, and I was able to move to Japan. And yeah, from there,
Okay.
yeah, it went on
I
like that.
want to I want to open the floor for one or two people who may want to ask you question.
Thank The first question that David asked, it's about like, and that was one thing, a major difference between Nigeria and Japan. Like in Japan, yeah, they're not really particular about those like, oh, write a lesson plan. It's more of like optimize your lesson and focus on lesson delivery, right? And it's kind of also like a trust system. They don't really like, oh, you have to submit this. So it's like, oh, they trust you to do your job as a teacher. That kind of belief that, oh, you're going to do the best, for your kids is what is most important to them. So the fact that I don't think I've really written any lesson plan apart from when I have like an observation. I never really write like lesson plan analog. No. I don't. I mean, I just if I want to do, I do that for my own sake to kind of plan my own lesson, but not because I have to like submit it somewhere and things like that. So it's just like you focus on lesson delivery and do the best as a teacher. I mean, if you claim to be, because teacher is like very respected here in Japan, probably one of the most respected offices you could be. So they believe that you're capable, you're competent enough to really deliver your lessons. So that's one. And then for the second question about the difference between the students, I would say like maybe like that popular phrase, I say a student are students everywhere, like for real. Although there are differences, and when I started initially, it wasn't as easy, I would say, because I had like a mix of Japanese students, American. It's a kind of international school, so different kind of students were in the class. And being a foreigner, of course, they would want to look at you in some funny ways. But again, once they know that you know what you're doing and you're able to like take charge of the class, and they know that, oh, this teacher knows, like he knows you can't just ride him, you can't just like how do I say, test him and go around him anyhow. So far you stand your ground, I feel like it's going to be fine. They are still the same at the high Q, maybe the high Q level. I would say for them, they're kind of in like they are at an advantage because in their own society they can see. For example, if I'm teaching mathematics and I'm trying to think about applications for maths, they can see what I'm talking about. Like if I'm talking about, say, oh, the movement of a train, the velocity and everything, they can relate to this in their daily life. So it's much easier for them to grasp concepts than when you're just like, trying to imagine for Nigerian students. So I feel like that's one major gap or one major difference. It's not because they are so smart or something, but these things is like physical to them. They can actually experience those things. So it's kind of put them at a high level, beyond Nigerian students, I would say. But in general, I would say just they are basically students. So it's just like you just treat them the way, the way you would a normal student kind of thing. I would say in my own capacity, I've tried to like, connect with those within my network. For example, just like at the start of this session, a Nigerian like got a job directly in my school, like, and even another Kenyan, I would say. So it's like quite all right. Like you have to be able to like reach out by yourself, I would say. Like as much as we're trying to like, oh, probably if there's a job opening, I'll post on my WhatsApp on LinkedIn or something like that. But most importantly, you yourself, you have to take responsibility of your own growth, I would say. You don't wait for someone to like share with you. Like for example, like you said, LinkedIn, that's a very good chance. That's why I'm connected with people that was able to like link me with the scholarship. So you have to like put yourself out there and look for this information, reach out to people, because I can't. How do I say? Except you reach out to me, I can't really tell that you need this opportunity. What I can do is, I can post, I can share on my WhatsApp, but again, you just have to like make that move by yourself, because like you said, there are a lot of opportunities, like a lot of them. And also, like maybe for the Japan side now, the embassy of Japan in Nigeria, they have a website, and I think every time the scholarship is on, they will usually post on that website. So if you're someone that really wants to, get this opportunities, you have to like really check on. If I just type on Google, like it's, I mean, now it's like the digital age, right? You could just get
Now,
information
Mr. David, Mr. David,
Yeah.
From that point, one of the major problems we have in Nigeria is the proliferation of fake and fraudulent links,
True.
sites, always. So most of us are not, most Nigerians, those who are even willing, who they don't know who is who. They don't know which one is true. They don't want to know the one with false. Okay, please, and that is the essence of this program. Okay, we want to hear, you just said that there is a Nigerian who got employed from your school directly. So what this program is meant for now is that anytime there is opportunity, the only way you can give back is that when there is opportunity, you come to this platform and share the opportunity. So because we have heard you, we know your background, we know you, that you are part of us, so we will believe you. Do you understand? So that's what you can do for us, is to continually be part of this program. Okay, join our WhatsApp page. When you have information, drop it. When the information is coming from this page, we will not invite anyone that we don't know in this page. So that is why we are saying, hear from the horse's mouth. So, and that is one of the ways you can give back to your country. You can give back to your community, and God will reward you. Our prayer is that you grow from higher level to another higher level, from another higher level, in Jesus' name. So as we be seeing you, we see you higher and higher. God will uphold you, we will keep you, and we will elevate you there. Even in that land, we will hear your name for good things globally, in Jesus' name. Please, we give back to your people by giving them information. It is now left for anyone who utilize the information, who work on the information. But part of our promises in this platform is that we will bring you a reputable organization, reputable persons to share information. And that is why I'm telling you, don't miss any of this program. Invite your friend, invite your colleagues, tell everyone. Let us be together and form a formidable network of teachers in Nigeria. Mr. Adoga.
Okay, Doctor, thank you so much. I would love to thank Mr. David. David, I appreciate you so much. I also want to add that, there are teachers here in Nigeria that teach remotely. That is, they can teach all the way from Nigeria to any part of the world. We want to say also that this platform will provide us an opportunity for educators to make extra income, that is to boost their economy by teaching remotely. Like Doctor said, anytime we have opportunities like that, personally, I also have those opportunities. So we'll be dropping it on the platform. Recently, I was asked to get a teacher from Nigeria that can take environmental science. It took me 2 weeks for me to be able to get someone to handle that subject all the way to the United States of America. So, Mr. David, we would like to have connections there. And then thank you so much, and we appreciate your coming.